So, have you heard of Wrestling Empire before? If not, let's talk about it. If yes, let's talk about it. Let's just talk about Wrestling Empire. Why not? Here's my video. Before I discuss the greatness of Mat Dickie's game, Wrestling Empire, and also a couple of its flaws, let's talk about his history. First and foremost, in courtesy of the history section in Mat Dickie's website. Now, I don't actually know which is a true Mat Dickie website because there are two Mat Dickie websites. I don't know how to confirm which one is truly real, so, I don't know. Probably this entire section is just filled with misinformation. We never know. Now, let's go now. Mat Dickie began making games at a young age around the mid 1980s, starting with a pinball visor. Wow. After this pinball visor of his, he moved on to other ventures, such as making a wrestling game. Well, now, I don't actually think if it's wrestling game, but he did use wrestling figures for it, and it was associated with dice, and it had advanced mechanics such as kick, punch, throw, and many more. Now, after this, he yet again moved on from dice, and he made a wrestling card game with his brother. After this, after they had realized that they had reached the limits of what a wrestling card game can become, they started to make a wrestling board game. After they made the wrestling board game, I guess around the mid 1990s, Mat Dickie's love for wrestling, there's a tricycle outside. Mat Dickie's love for wrestling kind of died down. Yeah, it started to die down around the mid 1990s. So he just started drawing Stickman comics. Now, these Stickman comics are important because they are what basically became Mr. Mat Dickie's philosophy on game development in the future, which is choosing content over graphics, which is a philosophy of his that we can still see being inputted into many of his games, even to this day, even to the game that we're going to be talking about later, Wrestling Empire. Yes. Now, around 1998, this was when Matt got a PC. And this is when things got real, because Matt discovered Mediator, which allowed him to make interactive media without the help of programming or anything like that. Now, without needing to use programming, not without the help of programming. What am I talking about here? Oh, yes, I'm talking about the history of Mat Dickie. Now, when Matt went to college, he learned programming, and he would make a Pascal text games and C++ text games once 1999 came around. Now, here's when things really got real, because in 2000, Matt started to make actual video games, like games with graphics. I'm not saying that text-based games aren't actual games. I just said that wrong. I'm really sorry for people out there who love text-based games. I didn't mean to offend you guys. I'm not really a huge fan of those, but if you guys like that, do what you want. That's great. As long as it's not associated with murder. Now, his very first game with graphics was put this in your pipe and smoke it. That was the name of the game, which was based off of his teacher. But we're not talking about pipes. No. This isn't CM Punk pipe bomb promo. No. This is Mat Dickie's game, Wrestling Empire. Yes. I feel like I'm not loud enough. I'm sorry. Now, he released Pop Scene around summer of 2000. Yes, the summer of 2000, which was heralded as Mat Dickie's very first game to actually be pretty serious. Now, he then released more games. Now, but none of them are a bit too notable until he released. Well, now, let me see if this is right. I guess I have a script. Until he released the Hardy Boys Stunt Challenge around August of 2000, this was the game that started it all. All right, he sent it to a wrestling website, and then it got popular, like really, really popular. Like it even had its very own, it even had a spot on the Warzone. And it gained a lot of popularity within the website. Now, he had to follow this up with some games, so he released the Rock's Promo Cutter and what was the other one? Yes, Fat Bastards live on pay-per-view, which were all major disasters and could never live up to Hardy Boy's stunt challenge. So he had to make something quick. What was he gonna make? Was he gonna make an Alfredo Fettuccine? No, he was gonna make another wrestling game. So he made what was the game? Oh, the Case 316 in September of 2000, which gained a lot of traction as well. Business was booming. It started making games that people just wanted him to make, like Edge and Christian. I forgot the name of the game, but that doesn't matter. And then he released that Love Triangle, which yet again gained a lot of traction and a lot of popularity. And he was getting so popular that people were demanding him to make a website. So the M. Dickie website came into fruition on November of 2000. November of 2000! What? Now, he then released more games, and he eventually received PC Format's Site of the Month. Wow, I don't know when, I forgot, I'm sorry. Now in June 2001, he released what he considers to be an actual decent wrestling game, being Federation Online. Now, after this, on September 2000, he made his 3D debut with Big Bumps, with a Z. Now starting from 2002 until 2012, he would release games such as Sure Shot, Federation Booker, which is Federation Online, but you can make your own matches, Wrecked, Popcorn, Grassroots, Hard Time, Reach, Wrestling Empire 2008, and The New Testament, which would be his final game on PC as his ventures within the mobile market were getting closer and closer. Now, he released Under Development in 2010 exclusively on PC and Moksha exclusively on mobile, all on the same year. Now, he began to remake many of his PC games on mobile, and then on 2011 is where he would release his final PC game. For now, of course, being Wrestling Empire Remix. In 2012, he would release Wrestling Revolution 2D on mobile, which is basically his most important release since Hardy Boy's Stunt Challenge. Probably, yeah. Now, this game would mark when mobile game development career of Mat Dickie truly became a viable option. He would release more notable games within the mobile genre, well, not the mobile market, of course, such as Hard Time, Pop Scene, and even remaking Wrestling Revolution 2D and 3D. School Days, he would make School Days 2. Weekend Warriors, he never makes School Days 2. Two as in T-O-O-O. That's too many O's, just 2 O's. Then he would make Weekend Warriors, Super City, Wrecked, Extra Lives. What else did he make, man? Back Wars and the New Testament, which were going to be his final games for now. Now, all of the games that I just listed that were within the mobile market, I have spent multiple hours playing those games a lot. I had very, very fond memories of playing those games when I was just, like 6 years old to 12 years old. I kind of stopped playing Mat Dickie games around when I was 13 because I discovered PC games. So, yeah. But on January 11, 2021, he would finally release the game. Why am I holding this lock pad? That I want to talk about. Wrestling Empire. It's time to review. Now, let me just start off by saying that the graphics of this game aren't the best, but it doesn't need to be a graphical showcase. It just has to have a lot of content to be fun and keep you engaged, which has basically been Mat Dickie's philosophy this entire time when making video games, which is content over graphics. Now, let me just say that I feel like that maybe, it's intentional, It's supposed to be reminiscent of the old N64 wrestling games such as WWF No Mercy, WCW Backstage Assault, and, what else? I forgot. But there's probably more, that ECW game that I forgot the name of, WCW versus NWO, but we're gonna stop there. Alright, we're gonna stop. Now, I also want to say that due to the graphics, making characters try to look like what they actually look like in real life is really challenging, but it's also a lot of fun. Like sometimes the characters that you can make can either actually look a lot like the actual wrestler. Sometimes it can look close to the actual wrestler sometimes, and sometimes, well, it is worse than the entire gimmick of Bastion Booger. The less said about him, the better. Now, enough about the graphics and trying to recreate your favorite wrestler in the game. Is the wrestling actually good? Absolutely. The things that you can do in this game is insane. You can perform a jackhammer on someone on top of 2 vending machines, and you can have a meeting with your boss and then proceed to beat up your boss to a bloody pulp with the help of Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam. Wait, have I talked about the wrestler? I mean the wrestlers in this game, the roster in this game. It is huge. There are 350 wrestlers. There are 35 wrestlers each wrestling promotion. Each wrestling promotion is supposed to represent a actual wrestling promotion or just a era of wrestling, such as Maple Leaf Grappling, which is supposed to represent the territories era of wrestling. But there are so many wrestlers here, and it is just phenomenal. Wow, there are 350 wrestlers. I mean, except for wrestling school in Hollywood. Yeah, the latter having less than 35 wrestlers, and wrestling school having more than 35 wrestlers. But these wrestlers aren't that notable. 350 wrestlers. That is more than the roster of WWE 2K23 and AEW Fight Forever, which, I guess makes sense since this game wasn't made by a large wrestling promotion trying to promote their company. No, this was made by Mat Dickie, so he can add everything he wants to everyone. It's not restricted. He has unbridled creativity. He can just create, just be creative all he wants. He can just get creative all over the place, Now, the career mode in this game is absolutely frustrating, but it's also really good. It's bad. It's not bad. It's frustrating, but it's also really good, And everything that happens to you in your career, that's basically just you. That's just your career. If your character got injured and then he got beat up by Rob Van Dam, that's just gonna happen to you. It may happen to someone else, but hey, maybe it does. And that's just what makes this so great. The career mode, it's just everything. There's so many things can happen. It's so unpredictable. It's great. But there is just one glaring issue in this game that I have to address, which are the controls, which are simple but also absolutely broken. And the next problem is that, I feel like many of the aspects of this game just weren't mastered. They're fine, but they're just not mastered. Everything is fine, but I feel like that's the problem. Everything is fine. There's no outstanding. There's nothing of outstanding quality. Yes, the wrestling, except for the wrestling, that's just great. But it's not perfect, but it doesn't really need to be. It's just fine. The entire game is fine. It's fun, and that's what saves this game. It's fun. It's really, really fun. It's a jack of all trades game. It's fun. It's, again, I don't want to say fun again, but go play it right now if you want to. If you just want to have fun with a wrestling game, just go play this game. All right. I have to give it probably a 7.95 out of 10. It is that good. Go play it right now. Go play right now. Stop watching this video. Click off this video, man. Download Wrestling Empire on Steam. Now, that ends this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you wish to, but I'm not really forcing you guys. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.